So, the air that we breathe in these tunnels that lead to some far off land, these there's air to be had, and that would be in the form of some kind of puck, and it polarized. There's no need for shipping. So, what else is going to fly by traffic on the space lanes? Having the air is a great idea, of course. So that would be some kind of not so much a road, but a road could form itself temporarily for drivers who wanted to pull something out of their cars. And for that, there's little pucks um, that can fly through the air, very cheap. And they're probably the cheapest route to create gas and supply, and a little tiny speck of it will superheat, and there's the air for 50 years or something. Everything that we think is always challenged by what we've done. Industry has been at levels in the past that have been so refined. You know, when we look to some of the 1400s and BCs, some products had ridiculous amounts of refinement. We didn't always understand that concept, and we have not. But keeping in mind price level and all of these considerations in mind, it's really easy to see that life itself is with the right technology is very simple to propagate and to aggregate. It's merely a matter of reducing any spend. And in the way of these space lanes, I guess really it's only a ceiling and of some kind, and maybe a ceiling isn't even required for where the cars go, and where for the freight vehicles and the buses go, I guess. And for the trains, not so sophisticated. It'd really only be for the walkways, and the walkways, of course, would have some kind of parking spot. Everything's automatically created. Even if it were moving, like let's say, you wouldn't even notice it, you wouldn't even feel it. Um, and that is the beauty of XY coordinates. XY coordinates keep it nice and simple for mathematicians. All of it is pretty basic. Just comes down to preparing everything for the list of challenges that are presented to us, the list of things that could possibly happen to the twisting torsion of the tracks of the system, taking into account the physics and the movement and the inertial dampening. And then, of course, there's the fact that newly built train systems, they will have a shift. When you're looking at the stars, you'll see them moving away from you a bit or forward. I'm sure it will be quite an unnerving feeling. Exciting, no less, but slightly unnerving. Um, Moreover, the nice restaurants and hotels. Uh, I think hotels for the most part aren't necessarily all of that necessary, except for areas like, let's say, which were geared towards commerce. I think that uh, accessible living should probably be free for a while because, after all, the biggest issue about space and all these walkways and driveways and busways and, and trainways is that They do have to go somewhere, and there does have to be a justification. The reason why likely everything will be free for a while is so that people can aggregate spaceways. We already have so many people as it is, and there's many people fighting for a job, fighting for other opportunities. And with free freight, with free shipping, uh, the sky is the limit. And the only thing you'd need to pay for was the packaging that you made the product for and tape. Tape made in some area. I think I will probably propose locally that they could make space tape here. Maybe I want to call it Nor tape. Maybe that's not taken. I think that would be a pretty good idea. There's somebody I know who I can speak to, and he can probably set that up so it's a nice, seamless, simple business to do. I was working somewhere doing really fine ventilation equipment for mining, and that was quite a fruitful endeavor. But like all things right now, businesses not necessarily slowing down, but due to the fact that there is a shift in industry and a locale, there is merely a lull, a moment in time where everybody in this area where I am from is making a transition to a new business model. And a new business model means that things that were done in a city is they all fluctuate and change. So, so that's where things are headed. And space tape, for instance, space tape would be the only thing required on the bottom of one of these nice flying cars and and on the steering column. To try and say that there should be another product means that there can be some kind of cheat, and I don't like that. The reason why I say that is all you really need is this tape to go on the axles of this vehicle, per se, and the steering column of this vehicle so that it can be nearby something without wires that check your ID and all of those things. And made sure that it was only you driving the vehicle for it. That's important. But moreover, if you really did gain access to the space tape to prevent people from doing something bad with it, as soon as it was ripped away, as long as it was not accidental, it would start to burn up. It would char. The tape would be no good anymore. You should never touch the tape. The tape can be made in just a simple way with mostly a product like silica that is easily polarized that provides the most options and it is made in the cheapest way per se. So as to be able to propel a box or an envelope or freight or whatever through the sky, through the air with electromagnetism, and it can all just fly as it goes, and there'll be some way of warding off the rain. That should be rather basic. I don't think that that is difficult in any way. I can probably even fly through water. Physics is a great helper. Things like this dust, this program dust, this really is so basic. And with better prediction math, you see, with better prediction math, it's able to ward off the water completely with prediction engines, and it's all from computers. It's really just a matter of processing and the amount of processing a processor and many processors can do that limits what we can accomplish. And also, I think of the possible militaristic possibilities of this technology. Having sensors around is great for one on the defensive angle, always being able to detect people using some kind of magnetic technology. There might be some people who try to push the button, but they'll get caught as soon as they have that magnetic technology. We'll all see them, yeah, and that'll be that. Obviously, magnetic tape is going to be a big thing. In my opinion, boxes should be reused. People should start being kind to boxes. There should be some kind of fine. Shipping should be free, but if you're going out of your way to rip boxes, don't do it. The box knife is your friend. Reusing. Why do we want to be people of stink anymore? Knowing that the package can just fly back to where it needs to go, automatically folding itself. That's what you need. Things like envelopes, they can be a bit tougher and reusable. And then there's like $15 tape reproduction fee. You have to go to a post office, and the post office gives you some tape. And that's what you use. The tape can be used for other things. If you put it on a car, it can either on a conventional car, you can put it on the axles, it'll automatically see it's not activated yet. As soon as you put it on something, it doesn't matter whether you can drive or not. You just put it on certain parts of the car, and the computer shifts it around a bit, and then it melts it to the car so that it's not going anywhere. And then it registers it to your name. And then you'll hear a voice and it'll explain who it is. Maybe there will be a home. And that will ensure that existing cars can be used. And furthermore, the program will ask you right away, it'll say, can you please either donate your engine to charity, or can you donate your engine and your parts that you do not require for a certain fee, which will be added to your personal income, right? And then the tape can automatically apply itself, and you can just get on your way and go on the space highway. An existing car might very well be a really great car. There also might be different car shops that you can buy from online. They just hook you up. People can automatically be provided jobs. They'll all just be rushed off on some space escalator. They'll all be rushed off, and they're all expected to follow the recommendations of the voice. Your living is free. You merely get a house somewhere. You work somewhere. Everybody's happy. Girlfriends can be recommended. Boyfriends. And limitations can certainly be a much simpler thing, because if you think about it, so as to keep order, people on the tracks, right, and these other places, these other new places, would be experiencing a level of lawfulness that changes the way we see things, that changes a lot of the stigmas that we experience right now. It's just, it really is a basic idea. And I admit, in the last few days, I've made some videos which I feel, however honest, were boggled moments. I look back and I think it's just so boggling. It was. When I really thought about it and the application of this electromagnetic stuff, it's really, really mind-boggling. I mean, for anybody to think about it, it's just like, my God. And then the idea just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. If you choose the right technology branch, everything from there is just so basic. But in truth, growing pains and then space tape is going to be the label for this video, because look at all of these industries. North Bay, for instance, where I live, industries aren't failing, but they already failed a few decades ago. Like the demand, the need, the supply, the price, the overhead. It just happens. But what if there were more customers for us all? See? What if there was no end of potential? What if computers were helping you to sell? What if you could just say, hello to a person who's not there who just sets it up for you. So everything is done and everything is provided to you. Labels are provided to you. Standards automatically done if you own a business. Everything is simple. Lawlessness will probably be something that still happens on Earth to a degree, but everywhere on the rim, I doubt it. Pretty exciting, and so is working on Space Tape in North Bay, and I'm sure there will be other cities, maybe Guelph, maybe Edmonton, maybe Hamilton, really want to get their teeth into Space Tape because it's just, we don't need couriers anymore. All we need is this tape and for computers to do it because let's bloody face it. How many computers, how many people are we going to need for somebody to find out that you're living in a building with no buzz codes? How does the product get to you? Why should there be somebody who has to deliver it to you by hand? It's an annoyance for the workers. There is new adventures to be had, people. There is new adventures to be had. We can be the new pioneers. Everything is basic. It's at its most basic level. This is very exciting. Mental health and happiness and friendliness. Ha, yes, it's very exciting. Very exciting. Exciting things and space tape. Nor tape. Nor tape. Well, see you there. Bye bye.